Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. George Baltakian here, real estate professional in Los Angeles. Today I wanted to make a video all about Measure ULA. I want to talk about what it is, how it applies to you, and a few key things to note in regards to this bill that was recently passed in the November election. So here we go. Measure ULA, as I said, it was recently passed with 57% of the votes voting in favor. And this measure essentially enacts a transfer tax on the sale of properties valued at 5 million or above, and the funds generated will go to affordable housing and homelessness prevention. So essentially, on properties sold at between 5 million and 10 million dollars, those properties are subject to a 4% tax on that entire value of the property. For properties sold or transferred at $10 million or above, they're subject to 5.5% in taxes on that value of the property. And this is expected to generate 600 million to 1.1 billion annually for the city of Los Angeles. It's going to go to the House LA fund within the city treasury, and at least 92% of those tax revenues will go towards affordable housing projects and tenant protections and development and rental assistance programs and homelessness prevention. So this tax would apply to all properties with these thresholds that are transferred or sold on April 1st, 2023 and afterwards. So some qualified affordable housing entities or nonprofits may be exempt from this, but it applies to all properties 5 million and above, including residential and commercial. So if you own a house 5 million or above, you're going to be subject to this tax if you sold after April 1st, 2023. Key takeaways, key things to note. This applies to the entire price and value of the property, regardless of liens or encumbrances. So if you have a loan on your property, you shouldn't expect to only pay this tax on your equity portion. This is actually on the entire value of the property, even if there are liens or encumbrances on the property. So it's a little different than other transfer taxes. It's not the excess of the 5 million. So if you sold a property for 6 million, this is not going to be on that 1 million in excess of the 5. This is going to be on the entire 6 million. And also, this doesn't account for capital gains and losses. So if you bought a property, sold it for less, even though you sold it for less and you took a loss, if it's above that 5 million, you're going to pay this tax. Also, there is an existing documentary transfer tax in the city of LA. The county and the city transfer tax combined currently is about 0.56%. And that actually does account for liens and encumbrances. So you only pay that on the equity portion of the property, not the amount that's a loan. But this will be combined with the taxes of Measure ULA. So you're going to have all those taxes combined on the property if it's 5 million value or above. And again, it's a little different than the existing transfer tax because it actually is on the entire value of the property, regardless of any liens or loans on the property. And so for you, I think what you should do if you haven't had your properties evaluated, if you think they're around that $5 million mark, you're not sure. If you are working with a real estate professional, definitely get your properties evaluated, or you could reach out to me. I'm happy to help you or put you in touch with somebody to evaluate your portfolio for you. And that way you can talk to your tax and legal professionals and do some serious planning. If you were considering selling your properties in the next couple of years anyways, it might be worth looking at what taxes you'd be subject to and maybe doing it a bit sooner to close before that April 1st, 2023 deadline and not be subject to these taxes. Also, if you're selling your property, if you think it's worth more than 5 million, depending on how much taxes you'd be subject to, it might be worth selling it for a bit less just to go below that 5 million. But you got to check your numbers and see if that makes sense. Also, you might consider selling in installments or having some kind of creative deal structures to potentially avoid this transfer tax or plan around it. So again, happy to evaluate your properties, happy to answer any questions you might have. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. And also, I'm starting to post more on my real estate Instagram with real estate news and deals. So feel free to follow me there at george.realestate. Again, thanks very much for all your support, and I'll see you in the next video.